Hey, I'm Jordan. This is Kingsley, and today we're going to be reacting to the engagement rings of HyunA and Dawn. And also, first, forgive me if I mispronounce any of the names. I had to Google them right before this to make sure that I was doing it right. Bye, Kingsley. We'll get his thoughts later. Thank you so much to everyone who recommended this to me. I really wouldn't have any of this content if it wasn't for all of you, shooting me messages and letting me know, if I can react to certain videos or give you my thoughts on it. So please, by all means, keep those coming because I don't always stay on top of everything. And there's a lot of people out there that I just don't know. And I love learning about lovely new people, and I love learning about their rings too. So let's go ahead and do this. Jumping over here to HyunA's Instagram. What a unique ring, oh my goodness. And they're matching. Oh, that's so sweet. Matching, literally matching rings, the same ring. They both have the same ring. That is so cute. I've done so many projects in the past where, they want the rings to be similar in some way, either a similar engraving on the inside or maybe the same metal type. We both want them to be platinum or we both want them to be rose gold or whatever it is. But I never really get the chance to make rings that are exactly the same for both people. The rings themselves are super unique. You thought Ariana Grande's ring was unique? This one's more unique. You thought Megan Fox's ring was unique? More unique. Definitely more. This is the most kind of out there style I've seen. And there's something really organic to it, something really earthy. I would probably have I would kind of probably struggle to make a ring like this just because I am so keen on very distinct details, which I just haven't really done many styles like this before. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, it looks like we have a lot of different colors going on. We have center stones that are opals, really large opals with a lot of color to them. Normally the opals that are more super pale are going to be the lesser quality opals. These ones have a lot of different fire and different colors going on, telling me that they are very, very high quality opals. They almost look like natural black opals. They look darker with all the beautiful colors in there. I would guess natural black opal, very high quality because of just how much of the color you're seeing in it. So let's go ahead and talk about opals for a center stone. Now this would be the only area of concern I have for this ring. The opals are fragile. And I really like that they do kind of have the opals set down into the ring. It's kind of bezel set in there. It's gonna have some other stones and little pieces of metal that are kind of coming up. So there is some protection going on there. That being said, with opals, you just have to be careful. I love that they're just getting something that they like, but I would just, admonish them to be careful when wearing the opal. If you're going to be doing anything labor intensive or anything like that, maybe just opt for those beautiful little wedding bands. They normally say opals are not rated very good for every single day wear. But you gotta live your life, do what you want. I've always been a fan of do what you want mentality. So many jewelers out there have very, very strict, you can't wear that every day. And I'll say hey, you can wear it every day if you want, but just know that it is a softer stone. So you just need to be a little bit more cautious when wearing it, a little bit more mindful when wearing it. Such a raw looking ring that I think having some blemishes on the opal is definitely not going to be the end of the world with these rings. All right, so we're gonna do a 10-second subathon accompanied with some purring. Starting now. You can also press like if you want. Should they press like? Oh, they should. They should press like. 1 like equals 1 purr. So if you want to keep my cat purring, just go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out those ring boxes. Those are so cool. They look like clamshells or something. I just liked it, I'm the 1,954,069th like. I remember doing those numbers. So one thing that I love to do in these reaction videos is to give the jewelry designers, the one that helped make the rings, the credit and props and recognition that they deserve. It said the designer of Dilly Gems, again, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but Dilly Gems, delicious gems maybe, Dilly Gems. A jewelry brand that made HyunA and Dawn's rings shared the process of how they were created. And this is what they said in their post. Hi everyone. I had the honor of designing an exciting pair of rings for the dreamiest of couples. I would like to point out that they were customized for the couple only and will never be duplicated. Yeah, I'm sure the jeweler would say that, but you know, there's always going to be the knockoffs on Etsy and stuff. So yeah, while that's true that this jeweler will never duplicate this ring for anyone else, I can almost guarantee you, just based on the influence that they have and just how unique and kind of cool these rings are, I guarantee that elements of this design will, you know, kind of naturally be copied by other people. It says the rings were made of white gold with opals as their main stone and 7 diamonds with different shapes and colors. And it's really cool that they're diamonds. So even though the opals are soft, all of the accent stones are diamonds. Like, those are gonna hold up really well naturally. Don came into my studio to discuss the design for over a month and even chose the opals and diamonds himself. Beautiful, I love that. So much love, effort, and time went into the rings. It's so low-key killing me to see people idly jumping to conclusions about the pieces without any type of proactive inquiry or due diligence. To be frank, the cost of their rings paid for my year's rent. Hashtag love isn't cheap. People idly jumping to conclusions. You know, I've seen a lot of those comments in even with the Megan Fox ring that I just did, people are like, it looks like a cheap Claire's ring. And I'm like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about, but okay. You know, I could see people maybe saying something about this as well, saying that they look, because let's say, I mean, they're super colorful. And that's normally like not what you see in an engagement ring. So people automatically think, oh, if it looks playful, if it looks fun, that means cheap. But I can guarantee you diamonds, colored diamonds, and very large opals like this, not cheap. Not cheap, not cheap. So, but at the end of the day, who cares? You know, like, why is someone's sort of like, I guess, manifestation of their love for another, why is it just purely tied to how much they spent on it? Yeah, you want to do something nice for your significant other, but, you know, that movie, Count of Monte Cristo, she put a rope on her finger, man. It was just a rope. It was a rope, and she wore it while he was in prison. And then he escaped. And then he was going to get the revenge and everything like that. You know, he was going after his best friend who betrayed him. And then he was, like, really mad and, like, at his girl. And then she had the ultimate one-up and said, it never left my finger. She was talking about that string. She kept it on her finger all those years. She didn't betray him. Everyone else betrayed him. She didn't. In her heart, she still loved him. So yeah, it could be a string. Or it can be really expensive, customized opal and multicolored diamond white gold engagement rings. Thank you so much for watching. I think the rings are really lovely. Like I said, be careful with the opal. Other than that, you do you. The multicolored diamonds are different sizes and shapes. I love how playful it is. I love that it breaks the barriers of what a normal engagement ring is. And I think that's kind of what K-pop continues to do. They continue to break down walls